Hello and welcome. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, I am streaming this live to Twitch under the username Wilcol, and uploading the local recording to YouTube under the username Wilcol100. This is going to be the first time I've played Planet Crafter, although I have seen someone play through the non-DLC version of it all the way through. We are playing here with no DLC, so your game, if you have the DLC, may in fact be different than mine. We'll say this is name. We'll do it like we'll call 100 stream for the save here. We are Prime Planet. We're gonna do the sort of standard story and on standard game mode. Good old standards. Not gonna change anything else on the settings here. We're just gonna use the default settings basically. And we're gonna create and head into the planet here.
Emergency. Correct your trajectory. Imminent impact. Imminent impact.
So here we are on the planet here. So we've got a couple first step suggestions on what to do. We got a crafter there. We got the seat that we wrote down on. We start with a basic storage chest with some food and some water. Like a little bit of water and the oxygen. Crafting, the sort of stuff. So it's cobalt for oxygen, ice for water. And then we're gonna have to gather iron and stuff for the other stuff. Iron, particularly for the backpack. Okay. Welcome to your assigned planet. Your mission is to advance the terraformation process of this world. Will generate O2, heat, and pressure. First, reach a certain terraforming rating and create a blue atmosphere. So, as much as this is called Planet Crafter, you're arguably not crafting a planet, but rather you're terraforming it, which is, I'd argue, a slightly different definition, but should at least be an interesting game anyway. So. Okay, so mine some silicon like so. Sort of like Subnautica Below Zero, which was the game we ran last on the channel in this slot. You are running into this problem of you have a limited amount of oxygen every time you leave an oxygenated area. So in Subnautica, it's diving in here. It's basically just going outside because the atmosphere right now is not breathable. My inventory is full. So let's go running back inside. See if we've actually grabbed reasonable things to work on. Now, in this case, much like habitats are in that game, habitats in here do provide oxygen. So instead of sort of three-dimensional diving, this is mostly going to be like one-dimensional stuff. We got one iron, which is not enough to make a backpack. Got some silicon. Apparently, I didn't need the titanium. Go and turn some of the ice into water. And we'll put the titanium away, because apparently I don't need that titanium yet. Okay. Yeah, put some of that spare water away, and this time I should really be out looking for iron and not just any random scrap. There's some iron. Magnesium next. Cobalt we turn into oxygen. So grabbing some of that right now wouldn't be a bad idea either. Magnesium. Magnesium. And inventory's full. So back to the air. We're not necessarily, because I'm not wandering too far away from the place. Not necessarily too concerned about oxygen levels yet. The oxygen level here is, in comparison to Subnautica, is actually fairly generous to start. Okay, so with that, we've got more inventory space. I don't think if we build that again that we'd get an actual improvement. Into the cobalt, we can expand the oxygen tank. Construction, deconstruction, torch. Go construction first. Yeah, let's go out and get some more cobalt and magnesium if we can. Titanium, as we worked out. We don't actually need that right now. That's iron. I'll work out how to build stuff in a moment. Okay, so I think we got enough of the oxygen tank now. Although we want a little bit of magnesium. Finding their silicon wouldn't be bad. Oop, oxygen level's low. Let's run back inside. Cutting it a little bit close there, but now we've got the expanded oxygen tank, so we won't have to be running back quite so quickly. And I'm short silicon. Okay, so I need to get some silicon. Oh, and if I want the backpack, I need to attach it to our inventory. Same thing with the chip. Oh, and the oxygen tank. So there's our expanded oxygen tank. It's another 45 seconds. All out there. How do I build? Middle of this inside. So right now I've got a construction. Build structures by pressing the corresponding key. Ah, Q. So we're going to need iron and titanium to start building up that living compartment. At the moment, I'm not going to be... Again, I've watched a whole playthrough of this, so I know some spoilery content, so I'm not going to talk about spoilery content too much. Twitch chat's asking, hey, Will, hope you're well. Apologize for missing the intro. Could you do a quick description of this game? It's story-driven like Subnautica or more open-world sandboxy? It's a little story-driven like Subnautica. There is sort of a... hidden sort of story to it. Around behind, I think why none of the other people I got sent to terraform this place before you failed or succeeded or whatever, right? But yeah, otherwise this one's more about terraforming than... Oh, there's a little bit of exploration involved as well, but mostly about terraforming. Okay, do I have the stuff? Shortage titanium. I know we looted a couple pieces of titanium. Grab that titanium. Use some of that water. But yeah, so initially it seems a little bit open sandboxy, where you've been sent here to terraform the place, and then as you terraform the place, you sort of explore it and find that stuff is going on, or maybe not, depending upon how you play the game, right? Let's plop you there. And presumably we'll want a... Oh, I need a silicon there. That's titanium, although we'll need some titanium, so we'll grab that. I don't need the iron right now, I need silicon. But yeah, so it's sort of like Subnautica, where there's sort of a hidden secret story in the sort of otherwise sandboxy exploration game. Although in this one you've also got terraforming that you're doing, which is sort of sandboxy in how you go about doing the terraforming. Let's see if I can find some silicon quickly. There's some silicon. There's some silicon. That's my space, so I need to go spend some of my inventory before I take more stuff. This is your first playthrough. Yes, this is my first playthrough, although I have watched someone play the whole way through, so there shouldn't be too many surprises to me. So much like Subnautica, this is a place that I think will provide... Oh, I think even without power, it's providing oxygen, just don't have any power yet. Yeah, even without power, it provides oxygen. Okay. Convenient. Getting complaints about low power. Let's go ahead and set up a wind turbine to generate some power. And then in this one, we're terraforming the planet, so we're trying to generate pressure and heat and atmosphere at this point, I believe. It's the three things. This generates heat, this generates pressure. Oh, and oxygen. Oxygen and pressure. Pressure is atmosphere, and heat. So we got everything we need to set up a drill. Generate some pressure, so we'll get one of these set up to make some pressure. Okay, let's go do some more mining. Looking for iron and such. Iron, titanium, silicon. Okay, so we can see our progress here. So we've got the drill down, providing some very slow rate of pressure generation. We got a blueprint screen. Nice if I had a table to put that on. We have a table blueprint. Do a desktop. Let's put this over here. Someone can make this bigger to put more stuff on. What's going on right now is we are having a asteroid impact. This is not the safest place to necessarily stand outside. Wondering what environmental faking is going on from. Need more iron, silicon, and magnesium. Go to the inventory. Okay, so I need more iron, need more magnesium. And these asteroid impacts are one thing that do regenerate resources on the world. Later on, we can launch stuff to cause them to drop specific types of asteroids to get more particular resources. At the moment, we're just at the whims of whatever randomly drops out of the sky, or whether we can find already have fallen on the ground. Iron, titanium, looking for magnesium. Silicon. There's some silicon. I'll take the silicon. There's magnesium. Oh, my inventory's full. Get back to base and get some stuff built. Oh, and I just got the achievement. I don't have the Steam overlay showing in the stream, but I just got the achievement for finding iridium ore. So there was some iridium ore in that chest, I believe. So, blueprints. This is going to tell us what blueprints we have unlocked. And also what we need to do to potentially unlock more. So if we hit 300 terraform, we get the tier 2 backpack. 1 part per trillion, we get the indoor ladder. 500 parts, or 500 picokelvins, we get the tier 2 veggie tube. And we get the oxygen tank for just overall pressure at 70 nanopascals. So we'll actually get that one pretty soon. Oh no, we got a blueprint one already. And then energy level, so we can track how much power we have. And with the addition of that screen, the answer is not enough power. So I need to go get some iron, so we can get some more power, so I can have everything powered. Your iron, your iron. Okay, everything's powered again. Yeah, net power, although maybe not for very long. We got recommendations to build a heater, presumably when we can find the bits for it, a veggie tube, and the progress screen, which we haven't actually unlocked the progress screen, I think. Yeah, there's the progress screen, so it's maybe getting a little bit ahead of itself there. Recommending the veggie tube and the heater. Okay, so for the veggie tube, because I think we got stuff in the local area we can do for the veggie tube. Yeah, more iron, more magnesium, and a little bit of ice. It's titanium, we don't need that right now. Silicon, that's not actually what I needed, but I'll grab it. Now, some of the environments, as you can see, respawn when those asteroids come down. But not, well, as we terraform the world, less and less stuff is going to fall out of the sky unless we're causing it to fall out of the sky. So we are going to have to explore farther as time goes on. And some of the resources like iridium by default don't fall right next to the starting area. One veggie tube. Eat some food, some water, pick up some more water so we've got it in the inventory for when we need it later. Oh, there's also over here for the seed. The Lerma seed. So our veggie tube here consumes energy and does things based on the seed you put in it. So we're putting a basic Lerma seed in it, which makes oxygen. So there we go, getting some oxygen production with that. We got some basic oxygen production, got some basic pressure production. For the other thing that it's recommending we build, the heater, we need to find some iridium ore. So we need to go exploring from that. We do know from when we were out here, running around a little bit before, that there was one in the chest over here. So we'll go grab the contents of that chest. Well, I actually didn't notice. The game noticed that there was some in here. We'll go grab that. Blueprint microchip, Lerma seed, super alloy is actually somewhat valuable. We'll be back here to loot some more of the stuff. The uranium will at some point be useful. We've got enough atmosphere that the tier 2 oxygen tank has popped up, so you may be looking to upgrade that soon. Okay, so I've got enough for the heater. Let's get a storage crate in here, so I don't have to store everything back in the main base. Store stuff here. I don't have a crafter, so right now, anything that I'm not building with the building tool, I need to actually go back to the main base to build. So I don't have under the recipe yet for make your own builder. Okay, I gotta pick up some more iron for the heater. I'll put the Lerma seed, super alloy, and the blueprint chip in there. We'll want those later. And we'll go fetch some more iron. And then we'll try to get a tier 1 heater. There we go. Having trouble trying to find a... Oh, does the tier 1 need to be inside? Is that what's going on? Oh yeah, the tier 1 needs to be inside. Okay. And I don't have enough power. Okay, we need more power, which means more iron, because we need more wind turbine. Okay. Go find some more iron. And then we'll be working on that increased oxygen tank. That's titanium. That's iron. On drill, I need... Okay, so that powered up the base again. Pop in here, and then for... That's the tier 1. Okay, how do I make the tier 2? Apparently got the blueprint for the tier 2. Oh, I can use that microchip here to decode it into a blueprint. Let's do that. T1 mining speed, okay. Interesting. So in theory, I should be able to build the tier 2 oxygen tank. The question is, where do I build it? That's a good question. Because I don't yet have the ability to build a crafting site, and the default one here in the lander doesn't have one. Let's go find another magazine, build that piece. Might just be I need to get the terraforming further up. I suppose over time you recognize what the individual ores look like, so you can grab the ones you need. The ice and the cobalt's pretty easy to teleport. That's a magnesium. Yeah. Here we go. That's what I wanted to do, so I wouldn't get confused about it later. That is an empty one. Little blast, but it's how I explore. Okay. Yeah, for that torch, we've only got 4 slots in our suit here, right? So I'm not able to run all of them at the same time. Okay. Go move our stuff to our base. Little up on the hill here. Try to avoid spoilers about what will happen to our local area here when we prove the terraforming. Oops, probably want to carry the chip around with me. Put stuff in the chest. So yeah, I suppose at least the quest here is telling us to go for building up to the progress. So we need to build up more heat, which means I need to get more iridium. What do I need to build? Iron. So 3 iron, 2 titanium, and a silicon. Iron, silicon, titanium. Okay, so I got enough for a door. Need another titanium, another iron. And what we'll do is we'll sort of use this to move to another location, get another little base set up elsewhere. Take what's left in this chest. The valuable stuff. Come up onto the heights here, a little bit higher up here. And this is a reasonable trip from our existing one, so we can run back and forth between the two of these. So plop a new, whoops. That's looking at the back there, that's not what I was trying to do. There we go. Another place where we can get oxygen. That's a good start to exploring. And if you haven't noticed, there is all sorts of shipwrecks over there. New blueprint received, tier 2 backpack. Might wander back to base to see if I... Oh, back to our crafter to see if I can get that upgrade. Oh, I do have the recipe for the tier 2 craft station. Okay, I need to grab a silicon. And probably need to grab some more power at the same time. Yeah, run back over to our base, we'll get that crafter set up. With that, we can probably get the oxygen upgrade. Which probably means the two bases are a little too close together at this point, but that's fine. Okay, so craft station. I don't actually have enough power, so that's fine. And this does everything the tier 1 does, plus extra stuff. So you need silicon for the backpack. That's more storage capacity, so we're going to want that. More magnesium silicon, okay. I don't happen to have magnesium silicon in here? No. It's iron, that's not magnesium or silicon. Titanium. Silicon. I think we need like 2 silicon, like 3 magnesium. That's magnesium. Not iron or silicon, Oh, inventory's full, so I'm gonna have to build some stuff before I can put more stuff in the inventory. Yeah, much like the beginning of a run of Subnautica, we're spending a lot of time running around the map. I suppose we'll build the exoskeleton. Be one way to increase the storage space. Here we go. So, got more space for things in our suit because we had the exoskeleton, so now we can run both the light... F to toggle. The light and our construct deconstruct. Titanium, magnesium... Okay, so titanium and magnesium is what we're looking for. 3 bits of magnesium, 1 bit of titanium. It's iron. Your magnesium. Two of the 3 pieces I need. Need a titanium. That's the titanium. Okay, there we go. So, tier 2 backpack. Got the achievement for barely surviving, craft 10 items. Oh, I need more titanium, need more silicon. Okay, so I'm gonna go out for more titanium, more silicon. This is definitely something that if you're a little bit more mentally prepared, I suppose you could minimize how many times you're going to go out to get multiple different things, but there's the magnesium and titanium, I think is what we needed. Silicon, not titanium. That's titanium. Magnesium. We'll probably need more of that in the future, but don't right now. That's iron. The iron and the silicon look a bit similar. This comes down to how rounded it is. It's a little bit hard to tell from the distance. Now, this map, unlike Subnautica, does have, or this game, unlike Subnautica, does have a map. We haven't unlocked it yet, because we haven't terraformed the planet that much, but we will at some point get a map. There we go, so our Tier 2 oxygen tank is basically doubling the base storage of oxygen. The 2-2 backpack is significantly increasing the inventory space. That's good improvement. Drink some of our water. I should probably make some more water while I'm thinking about it. I think that's enough to make 3 things of water. Might only be enough to make a thing and a half of water. How much ice do I need per water? It's 1 each. Okay, so 3 things of water. Twitch is saying, that's huge. I know how much that bothered you. It's not necessarily that it bothers me with there not being a map in Subnautica, but it's definitely something where it was like, okay, once I don't know where to go, it's hard to know what you've explored without a map. This game is a little bit helpful in that it provides a map at a certain point, so you know what you have explored and what to explore and what to be interested about exploring, that sort of stuff. But yeah, you can see here, we've unlocked the oxygen tank, we've unlocked the backpack. At some point we need to get the terraforming up more for the solar panels, the indoor ladder, the veggie tube. And the way to get these going faster is to build more of the above, right? We've only got the tier 1 stuff at the moment. So probably get a little bit more power going. We'll get another drill going. We'll go looking for seeds and iridium. Now, iridium, if you haven't played the game before, is one of the things that's sort of an early game secret you gotta have to explore for, which is where is the local iridium source? If you don't want that spoiled for yourself, now's probably the time to stop watching. Although it's an early game thing that people have to find, so at some point you're gonna have to find it. And it's not that hidden. It's off that way. That might be the reason I have put a expansion base over that way. Okay, so let's get a couple turbines up so we got plenty of power. And we'll do another bit of titanium, find another bit of titanium for a drill. And there's titanium. And we'll just plop the drill in a random spot. There we go. So we got 2 drills going. We now need seeds or iridium to increase the other 2. Right, so the oxygen maker... The veggie tubes make oxygen, but we need seeds to put in there. And I think it needs to be not food-bearing seeds, right? So we got a lerma seed in here, making oxygen. We currently have an eggplant seed, but that goes in the food grower. We don't have... Oh, I have a second lerma seed, so I could get a second veggie tube going for grab a bit of ice. Let's go grab a bit of ice then. that down, grab the Lerma seed, shove the Lerma seed in there. There we go. That's just a good bit of window on here. We don't necessarily need to put a window on here. Yeah, so the next thing, if I want to do a repeat, is probably do the tier 1 heater, which is I need the iridium for. So we need to go exploring for the iridium. Let's go run over to the other base. And then from there, we'll do some exploring. And in fact, it'll be a little bit less exploring for me. I know where I'm going. Again, I've watched someone play the whole thing through. There's a bunch of exploration. I don't have all the exploration memorized, but I have the important sort of early stuff memorized. For example, where we're going to find the reliable source of iridium. So we can pop in over here, get some oxygen here, and then, yeah, if you don't want where the iridium is to be spoiled, now's the time to stop watching, because we're going to go explore the iridium location. So over here is a cave. In this cave will be a little bit of iridium, and I believe this is also the spot when you get miners, where you can set the miners up to mine iridium. So there's a little bit of iridium. Grab a couple pieces while we're over here. We'll go one more and then run back. Those will run out of air. At some point we might build a base a little bit closer. And you can see there are various crashes around the map, so there's a crash over there. At some point we'll have to take the time to explore the crashes. Seeds, for example, are more likely to be found because, you know, they're not native to the planetary surface. Seeds are more likely to be found in crash sites. Wait a little bit more on the water. And yeah, for the heater, iridium, iron, silicon. So we'll look for some iridium or look some iron, silicon in the local area. We'll shove them in that little box. Get silicone. That's iron. Right now we're running off of wind turbines, so iron's the main source of power as well. So here comes another asteroid swarm. Some of the resources on the surface here. And they are coming down, and if those asteroids do hit you, they do damage. The hit point bar in this game is a mix of your food bar and your hit points, so it's always declining as well. And at the moment I have no way to make food. So we gotta terraform the planet quickly enough that we don't, like, starve to death. All my power, so we can stick some wind turbines up. Nope, need more iron. At the moment, I'm not too concerned about water because we can just turn the ice into water. Of course, as we warm the planet up, the ice is going to melt, and then that won't be our source of water anymore. But early on here, water is reasonably abundant. Yeah, I think we're making pretty good progress here for the first 30-40 minutes. If you know what you're doing, you can probably do it even faster than I'm doing it. I'm not speedrunning it or anything. Who speedrun this game probably can run it a lot faster than I can. Especially because this is my first time playing it, so... I know it was a little while I was flapping about thinking, oh, I don't have the ability to make the Tier 2 drafting system. It's right there. We just got Tier 1 Solar. So I gotta probably leave and enter here to see the Tier 1 Solar, yeah. So, wind, we were spending 1 iron to get 1.2 energy. Solar is 5 times as good. It's more expensive, it's got cobalt and silicon involved in it. But better solar. Better source of power. Although unless you've got like a rare resource you need to get back out of your previous buildings, there's often not a good reason necessarily to just disassemble things. Right, so even once I start installing solar, I probably won't disassemble the wind turbines right away. Because iron is abundant. Run back over into the current base, you can see our current progress. It's up to 250 parts per quadrillion, I think. So they got the Q standing there. In oxygen, 475 picokelvin, and 400 nanopascals of oxygen. Or of... No, 400 nanopascals of pressure. So, that's as far as long as we went on the terraforming. That was enough to get the solar panel. We're still working on oxygen for indoor ladder. Just hit the Tier 2 veggie tube. That's probably something we want to be building soon, is... we probably, instead of... This might be a situation where we do upgrade. Right, we disassemble the 1s, we build the 2s. The reason is our 1s have seeds in them, and they only work because I have seeds. And the Tier 2s are going to use the same seeds, right? So if we disassemble the 1s, shove the seed into the new one, we basically get more output. But for the moment, I think we've come up on just over 40 minutes. I want to keep these a little bit shorter than some of the longer games that we're playing, part-wise, so we're going to go ahead and put a part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have a part up for you tomorrow. We're going to record 4 parts tonight, such that there'll be 1 part up every day for YouTube. And then if you're watching on Twitch, we will be continuing to record. I'm going to take a short break here to get up and stretch the legs, sip a little bit of tea, and then we'll be back to record another 3 parts with a break every 40-45 minutes. And yeah, we're going to record 4 parts tonight. And then in 4 days, we'll do another recording session on stream. So if you're wondering why on YouTube, I can probably guarantee there's going to be another part up for the next couple days. That's how that works. So until next time, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.